Guys, big breaking news coming out. The sleeping giant just got hit today. $1 trillion wiped out from the US stock market cap. $120 billion wiped out from the crypto market cap today. It's crazy. All this is happening right after Donald signed the Jeffrey file. All right, so we're gonna see what's going on here, guys. This here is a massive hit, and stuff like this is not supposed to happen here in the Sleeping Giant. So we're gonna see what's going on with this news here, guys. Before I start, for those of you that want to send us letters, a prayer request, you can send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife Jessica Santiago at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida 34691. All right, let's see what's going on here. So, an epic cryptocurrency crash in the trillions. That's scary. Just happened, and it's a major warning sign for global markets. This is a big red alert breaking news here, guys. I mean, Whew. All right, so the ride up was a lot of fun for crypto investors, but now many of them are getting wiped out by the ride down. For a long time, people were using borrowed money to make absolutely enormous returns in the cryptocurrency market. Unfortunately, that bubble is bursting, and an epic cryptocurrency crash is now upon us. Everything's about to hit the fan. These are all exciting news. So Bible prophecy, if you are in Christ, you know what time it is. Stuff like this, when it comes to wars and many other things, again, it's just going to hit the fan. But those who are in Christ, again, we know that these things will come. Wars and famines and crashes and so many things. It says here the price of Bitcoin has fallen to the lowest level that we have seen in more than 6 months. And other major cryptocurrencies are getting slammed even harder. It's kind of strange that all this is happening right after Donald signed that bill. Seems like the most powerful possibly taking everything out and leaving Dodge. In many cases, we are seeing forced liquidations that take place. Liquidation take place, and it certainly wouldn't take much for this panic to bleed over into the stock market. So there have already been plenty of signs that the AI bubble is beginning to burst. And once investors start rushing for the exit, it could easily turn into a stampede. The amount of money that crypto investors have already lost is staggering. On October 6th, Bitcoin had a market cap of $2.48 trillion. As I write this article, it has a market cap of $1.72 trillion. This is a loss of more than $750 billion in less than 2 months. Let that sink in for a moment. Those that got in at the top of the market are getting absolutely crushed. On August 22nd, Ethereum had a market cap of $583.2 billion. Today, it has a market cap of $341.6 billion. That is a loss of more than $241 billion in less than 3 months. This is a massive hit. Sleeping Giant got hit really hard. On July 21st, XRP had a market cap of $201.4 billion. Today, it has a market cap of $120.1 billion. That is a loss of more than $81 billion. On September the 18th, Solana had a market cap of $134.4 billion. Today, it has a market cap of $73.6 billion. That is a loss of more than $60 billion. This is not good. This last example is my favorite. On January 17th, Dogecoin, excuse me, had a market cap of $61.4 billion. Today, it has a market cap of just $22.5 billion. That is a loss of more than $38 billion, man. In other words, Dogecoin has lost nearly 2/3 of its value since January 17th. If you invested in Dogecoin, I hope that you got out in time. When you total all 5 of the examples that I have shared above, the collective losses come to well over $1 trillion. There are more than 17,000 other cryptocurrencies that are being actively traded, and most of them have been getting monkey hammered in recent months as well. Give me a second here. So I left off here. Give me a second. Let me just pull up this information really quick. Let me just fix it so you guys have a better view. If you can, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Thank you so much for your support. So speculative bubbles can be fun, and if you time things just right, you can make a lot of money. And here's the thing, guys. I was never a stock person. I don't put money into stock. I don't do none of that type of stuff. I really care less about Bitcoin. I really don't care about none of that type of stuff, because this thing right here, right now, I guarantee, as I make this video, a lot of people are slamming stuff, getting up and just ripping their desk or whatever, pulling their hair. They are really pissed. It's a massive hit. Again, this is if you want to call it gamble, that's what it is. But if your timing stinks, you can end up being the one holding the bag when the wheels stop spinning. In the days ahead, a lot more bubbles are going to burst, and it's only the beginning. The real economy is steadily deteriorating. Earlier today, CNBC posted an article that declared that we are in the structural goods recession, and anyone that looks at the numbers objectively cannot deny this. This is why when Donald tell us we have the greatest economy, we have this and this, everything's booming. No, Donald, no. Everything is not booming. Again, what do you call this here? What do you call the house market? Most of the Sleeping Giant citizens can't even buy homes. Again, it's a good time to sell, but it's a bad time to buy. Nobody's winning. And it just, well, for those who are selling, but again, not too many people is buying. But again, it's just not looking good. The poor is getting poorer. The middle class is getting hit. The rich is getting richer. Well, beside this one here, they're getting hit too. For the first time in 2025, rates for van, flatbed, and refrigerated loads in October were all lower on both a month-over-month and year-over-year basis, according to the DAT Truckload Volume Index. Now, freight volumes in the third quarter and October reflect what we are seeing in a broader goods economy, with shippers drawing an inventory built up earlier in the year to reduce their exposure to tariffs and weak consumer demand. Once again, this coming out from Ken, DAT Chief of Analytics. As a result, the traditional peak holiday shipping seasons look virtually non-existent this year. Like I said, this is only the tip of the iceberg. Van truckloads were down 3% compared to September and 11% year over year. Refrigerated truckloads were down 2% month over month and 7% year over year. Flatbed truckloads were down 4% month over month and 3% year over year. The reduced level of dry van and temp control loads that are moving now through the supply chain are goods moving from distribution centers to retailers, and the causes of the trade decline range from weakness in housing in manufacturing to energy cost and shippers pulling forward imports earlier in the year and building inventories to reduce tariff impact. Meanwhile, the number of corporate bankruptcies just continues to soar. According to Zero Hedge, through the month of October, the number of corporate bankruptcy in the U.S. had already nearly reached the grand total for the entire of 2024. The entire year of 2024. It says first came the spectacular implosions of subprime auto lender, Tricolor and auto parts supplier First Brands. Then came the regional bank fiasco, prompting J.P. Morgan CEO Jamie to warn that more late cycle accidents may be heading in signs that lower income consumers are tapped out. Fraudy valuation across the AI equity sphere, and even Bitcoin sliding below $100,000. And it's not surprised that many are beginning to wonder whether mounting financial stress signals the early stages of a broader downturn. Another flashing red warning sign is now data from S&P Global this past week showing that through October, 655 companies have filed for bankruptcy, nearly matching the 687 total for all of 2024. Yeah, sleeping giants getting hit really hard. S&P Global data showed that in October alone, there were 68 new corporate bankruptcy filings. In August, there were 76 filing, the highest monthly tally since at least 2020. Man. As even more large companies get into financial trouble, we will see even more mass layoffs. Today, everyone is talking about how Verizon is planning to cut 13% of its workforce. Verizon CEO Dan said in a November 20 letter today to employees that the wireless telecom is cutting 13,000 employees, or about 13% of its workforce, as it seeks to evolve as a company by slashing costs and restructuring operations. The company employed 99,600 workers at the end of 2024, according to its most recent annual report. Our current cost structure limits our ability to invest significantly in our customer value proposition, prompting the need to evolve as a company. So I think that Verizon is going to continue to lose market share to competitors such as T-Mobile. But here's the thing. I got a feeling what's going to happen to Verizon, again, might replace many with AI. I do believe so. There's a possibility they might replace many with AI. It says here, it just isn't being run very well. You can fool people for a while, but reality will always catch up with you eventually. This is why when Donald say everything is booming, the economy is booming, you're not going to fool me. You're not going to fool me. And again, look, I like the Donald when it comes to certain policy, but he's fooling a lot of people. The economy is not booming. If it was booming, we would not be struggling, working, paycheck to paycheck and stuff like that. Most Americans have 2-3 jobs. That's not economy booming. That's the struggle. So again, you can fool people for a while, but reality will always catch up with you eventually. We live at a time when the greatest economic and financial bubble in our history are about to burst. I hope that you have positioned yourself for what is coming next, because it is certainly not going to be pleasant. And again, guys, stuff like this happens. The crash of 29. I mean, it's like a repeat of history. It's a repeat of history. And now all this is happening. I mean, this is a massive hit. $1 trillion wiped out from the US stock market cap. $120 billion wiped out from crypto market cap today. Yeah, things are really hitting the fan really hard. So what's next? What's next? Well, again, guys, the world will go on. America will go on. I mean, stock market. It ain't the end of the world. It's not over for America. But again, it's a massive hit. Stock market. People lost a lot of money. But it's just very important that people always stock up. Always stock up. Make sure you stock up. And I know it's a tough time for a lot of people. We are all in the same boat. Every single one of us. So again, I would keep it updated when it comes to all this here. One thing I tell you, the rich, they're also getting hit now. I know a lot of them turn on the television. No! A lot of money was lost. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Again, for those of you that want to send us letters or prayer requests, you can send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife, Jessica Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida, 34691. Thank you so much for watching, guys. God bless you all. Till next time later. Peace.